speaking with today, man?
Oh, man, my name Glenwood Ross, man. They call me Trey because I'm the third.
Okay then.
Third.
Glenwood Raw. That's a powerful place, man.
Hey, man.
Why they call you Glenwood?
Man, Glenwood, that's my first name for sure. That's my first name for real.
Oh, for real, for
Yeah,
real. Oh,
yeah,
I'm
man.
thinking that you had been
No,
grabbed.
sir, but it's two more where this came from. So it's
You the
Glenwood,
real
Ralston.
Glenwood.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
man.
your thumbnail. The
Oh,
real Glenwood.
Okay, how about it?
The real Glenwood.
I take it.
So where you originally from, bro?
DC. I was born in DC.
DC.
Yeah.
Now, did you grow up in DC or?
Pretty much. I've been down here though on the east side since I was 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you could, how would you describe DC?
Oh man, now that was Chocolate City before Atlanta became Chocolate City.
Big facts.
You know, so my family they up there between there, Detroit and Charlotte, but you know, DC for the most part, man, was just that was Chocolate City for sure before they gentrified it.
Yeah. Atlanta heading in that same direction.
Right.
Do you remember going to school in DC or?
Vaguely, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I remember I was there up until like 3rd grade.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember a little bit about it. Where I was in school at was kind of on the, after like kindergarten. You know, by 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade, we was kind of on the outskirts. So it was a lot of just like white folks.
Okay.
On that side. So, but really, my whole childhood really just been here. You know what I mean? From what I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when siblings, you got brothers and sisters?
I have a little sister, so she 5 years younger than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you the male and you the oldest.
Yeah, true indeed.
A lot of responsibility coming with that.
It was. It still is.
What kind of household did you grow up in?
I had a 2-parent household.
Mm-hmm.
You know, both my mom and dad, they both working. They was busy. Can't say we had money, but we weren't hurting. You know.
Right.
But it was cool. Everything was just peaceful, man. They just working folk, you know what I mean? But I had a lot of time to myself to get in some shit, you know.
Okay. What part when y'all moved to Atlanta, or did y'all move to Atlanta, or was it the outskirts, or what was the deal?
We moved over there in like Decatur.
Okay. Well,
so we was on Decatur Covenant Highway.
Okay.
Yeah, Covenant Highway. Like, close to Covenant Highway in Glenwood.
Okay.
And then, but then when we set foot at, ended up being in Hidden Hills, right behind Redan.
Yeah. At that time, if you was living in Hidden Hills, it was assumed that y'all had a little money though.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I used to live in Hidden Hills, but it wasn't as long. Back then, if somebody lived in Hidden Hills, you'd be like, yeah, they got that shit together.
Yeah, it was alright. You know what I mean? 'Cause it was still, I wouldn't say it was fairly new, but they had new parts of the neighborhood being built.
Yeah.
We was in the older part, but I mean, it was still straight. It was a sprinkle of white folks in there.
Yeah.
But they was getting, that was that white flight. They were going to Gwinnett then.
No, for real.
You
I
know?
remember now how we got to Stone Mountains was, what was it called? It's something where you don't pay full rent. You pay like a portion of the rent. That's how we got the Woodridge. Or that's how Auntie Doe got the Woodridge.
Sure, okay.
I forget what it's called. But as they start moving in, bro, the white folks just started leaving.
They got the hell on.
Quick.
Quick. I think they left in like a 5-year span. Man,
Nope.
we had none left.
No. They got up out of here.
Yeah.
What elementary school?
Woodridge.
Oh, you went to Woodridge?
Yeah, I went to Woodridge. So that was cool. So that's where I would hang out at. You know what I mean? So Woodridge, that was it right there.
Do you remember the first person you ran into at Woodridge?
Probably my partner Reno. Yeah, that was my partner there. Yeah,
man,
that's still
Reno
my
and his whole family some big old players.
How about it? Yeah, that was my dog there.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Reno, man.
Yeah, so Reno, Charles,
yeah.
Man, I think Snoop used to be running up through there, but he wasn't from right there.
Right.
Hard Nod.
Yeah.
Yeah, all them boys.
Man, shouts out to all them folks.
Yes,
Charlie Mack, I need to get Charlie Mack on the screen. That's what I need.
Oh, yeah,
You know, if
yeah.
you're doing an interview right
That's
now.
a solid.
You're going to see the video. I need
Hey,
you.
man, he's a solid one. He a real one, though, for sure.
Yeah, for real. So, you at Woodridge. How is life now? You in Decatur, and you at Woodridge. Is there a change in your childhood or?
Yeah, because I mean, Woodridge, it was just black. You know what I mean? So, And I just loved it, you know what I mean? But it was just a different experience, you know what I'm saying? Because with that comes, just the black experience in general, you know what I mean? Like, folks ain't laying down for nothing, you know what I mean? I was used to cutting white folks in line to go to the water fountain. You do that shit there, you're going to get slapped in the face, So,
for real,
that was slightly different. Then we was all in trailers then. They had us in trailers at Woodridge. It was overcrowded, so they had the trailers around back.
And I wondered that because so many people started coming to that area, bro.
I think so.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think so. Cause we still had a nice amount of white people. They probably was coming out that side of Hidden Hills or something like that. But by the time I hit 6th grade, there I still at Woodridge. That's all of them left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while you were as a child in grade school, what did you want to be when you growed up?
But I had no idea.
For real?
I had no idea, bro. I'll say something like the president, first black president, just to make it sound good, or doctor or something.
Yeah.
But I really didn't have.
At that time, you didn't.
Nah, not at all.
Were you into any sports or any kind?
I played basketball, but I was always short, bro. I knew my ball could go in, man, but niggas kept blocking my shit. You know what I mean? So I was fast. I just knew how to be fast. I knew how to run a little track and stuff, but I gave up on that on my hoop dream, Yeah, well, I mean, I was good at certain things, math, you know what I mean? So it was certain things academically I was good at, really good at.
So did you excel academically or?
Yeah, school always came easy to me.
Yeah.
So that's really what it was. Yeah, school was easy. I could fuck off all day.
Yeah.
Clown, go in-house suspension, but I still gonna make it. I'm still gonna get the grade.
Now, is that something that was embedded in you at home, or it just came natural?
I believe so. Yeah,
just natural.
I believe so. Now I believe, I think it just kind of came just genetically.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
some people got it like that, bro. I was born stupid, man. I had to read stuff 3-4 times.
Well, I just made stupid ass decisions, man. So that's all.
Hey, man, it is what it is. I was something. Can you draw me a picture? Because these words.
However you gotta learn it, man. However you gotta learn it. That's how I look at it, man. You can learn. You just gotta reach people where they at. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's how they learn.
So after elementary, we don't get into no trouble at Woodridge Elementary?
Nah, nothing major, man. Like I said, I was bad, but I wasn't like violently or criminally bad right there.
No suspended from school, no fights at school.
Nah, that's 6th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then after, and I already know some of these answers, but I gotta ask because we got people watching. So after Miller Grove, where we go?
Man, after Miller Grove?
Yeah. So I'm sorry, damn.
See, after Woodridge. I know you already know. You already know what's going on.
I was slow shot.
No, so dig it. Yeah, so I did hit Miller Grove up 7th grade year. And that's when I kind of just started fucking up, you know what I mean? Just kind of getting in a little trouble.
What you mean? What was the first time?
Just mainly just getting into it with teachers, you know what I mean? That wanted, I like to just run my mouth, you know what I mean? That's it, I just wanted to have a good time and, you want me to sit down and shut up for an hour. I just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? So it was just little stuff like that. And so I think by then, my parents decided to just snatch me out. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Well, because they just, Miller Grove already had, people already had a bad idea of what they thought.
Y'all had them folk calling it Killer Grove.
Yeah, Killer Grove, man. That thing was lit, man.
That's crazy, man.
Man, Killer Grove,
man.
Oh, man, that thing was something different, man. So, my folk pulled me out. I think it got a scholarship or something, but I was able to go to private school off Ponce de Leon.
What?
It was called Paideia.
Now, what is the ratio? What's the population like?
Now, this white, they were Jewish.
Yeah.
Mainly Jewish, yeah. But it wasn't a religious school or nothing, but the majority of the people there were just Jewish. I think that community right there in that immediate part of Ponce, they just Jewish, so it's easy for them to,
So then, do y'all move or y'all still in the same place?
I'm just going. They busting me, riding me. It's some other black folk from the area that were going there. We carpool, you know what I'm saying? They mama might take me, then my mama take me, or my dad take me, then so.
I mean, that says a lot about the character of your parents, bro. To see what's going on in the place. First of all, to move to Atlanta, then to understand, take the temperature on what's going on. And get their son up out of that environment, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree.
That's different. A lot of people don't do that. Well, they had it in back in the day where we had M to M where you get. But that's that private school. My youngest was in private school, bro, and I promise you, I never seen her excel like that. And I think that's why she is the way that she is today.
For sure.
That
Oh
private
man,
school is
that's
something
dope.
different, bro.
Yeah, it is something different,
That shit
man.
expensive too, though.
Yeah, I think we had some scholarship money though.
Okay,
You know,
okay,
they
okay,
had,
okay,
they was
okay.
able to,
Maneuver.
finesse something for, a young black boy to get in there because they trying to, at least have some numbers.
Yeah.
With us.
Oh, okay,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
okay. So now,
Yeah.
when you go to private school, where's your sister? She go to what's the deal with her?
She's at Woodridge still.
She's still at Woodridge.
Yeah, she's still at Woodridge. Cause
Okay.
she ain't had no problem. Like I was at just having little issues. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they kept her at Woodridge, and then she ended up doing magnet to Chambly.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Kittredge. Well, Kittredge. That's what it was.
Okay,
Kittredge, and then Kittredge fed into Chambly.
Okay. Do you have any experiences from the private school that you went to?
Nah, it was pretty dope, but I could just tell they didn't want me there. You know what I mean? It was between the teachers and a lot of just the students. You know what I mean? Because I think they were used to dealing with a certain type of black person.
Yeah, you know. A nigga. Well,
but I was an extra nigga just for them. You know what I mean? I just made sure I gave it to them because I just tell they really want me there. So it was a small group of us that I really rocked with. And a lot of them did have some money though. Straight up. Yeah, but it was cool. It was a small little group I rocked with, and a lot of them were just broke. They just didn't. They just had a scholarship, and they was able to slide right in and didn't have to pay anything. So we were going from Monica Kaufman's daughter down to just
for real
some regular
So you went to school with Monica Kaufman's daughter?
She was there. Yep, same grade.
Wow.
Yep, same grade.
So now, how did you do from an academic level at the school?
I did alright. I don't think I did great. Yeah, and I could have did better. You know what I mean? But I think I was just distracted because I didn't like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I just wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
And then having to bus out and
just a whole
getting
lot.
there. Yeah, it's just a lot. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But that was 8th grade year, and then 9th grade year. The school was based on honesty, so it was like that's when it rolled over into that was considered to be high school, and so they didn't have locks on the locker boxes. The basketball team got all new Jordans and just had them sitting out. So I was doing Robin Hood, you know what I mean? I'm taking it back to Redan, and you know what I'm saying? I was doing too much, you know what I mean? And they ended up having a trip to something like Jacker Island, something like that, you know.
Yeah.
And so went to Jacker Island, had this white boy roommate, and he down there just smoking weed like hell. And I really hadn't started smoking yet, but he just smoking, and he was doing acid, popping acid and all that, but he left it in the room, you know. And when they checked out the room, they were supposed to come back around and clean up behind us.
Right.
And so that was how they expelled me from the school.
But it wasn't your dope.
It wasn't mine, but it was in the room.
And that's all they needed.
And but they went on back and was like, the basketball shoes, them 3 pair of J's, you got this, TI 85 calculators, they just went by, bro. Yeah,
did my man get in trouble?
He got in trouble too, but I feel like he just got suspended for like a semester or something like that. But no, they expelled me.
So, but when you had got to shoot the joints, did they catch you or they just was keeping note?
Nah, I think they were just keeping note. Somebody said, and then I gave it to the wrong nigga at the school, and he got caught with them, and then you know what I'm saying, and then they just built a whole little case on me. You know what I mean? So
after you get kicked out of private school, that
was halfway through my 9th grade year, and that's when I hit a Redan. That's why I wanted to go back to Redan anyway. Yeah, so I was like, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, so I'm back at Redan, and that was straight because it was just, going from Woodridge, I already been to Miller Grove, so it's not like I missed a gap when all the other schools were feeding into, so I mean, it was cool.
Okay. Do you remember the first partner, the first people that you ran into at? I know you was already cool with a whole bunch of Woodridge people, but do you remember somebody that just stuck out the first time you got to Redan?
All right, Redan. That's a good one. That's a good question, bruh. Cause other than just, just like a lot of the female friends that I knew and wanted to, and
Yeah.
finally see them now after a couple of years, and it's like, damn, this song different.
Grow up a little bit. No.
Yeah, it's something different. I already had my partners from the neighborhood, and
Yeah.
I had my partner from Woodridge. You know what I mean? So I see them, but I was seeing them anyway.
Yeah.
While I was at private school,
Okay, oh yeah, because that can change. That can change. Okay. Still no sports.
No sports. No.
What your grades looking like?
They were just alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just alright. But the thing is, I was kind of in and out. I was get suspended just for stupid shit every day, but I also was getting sick on and off and missing school because I had Crohn's disease.
So look, I want to pause right here.
Mm-hmm.
So, for the listeners that don't know, what is Crohn's disease?
Crohn's disease is an autoimmune disease that affects like your whole gastrointestinal tract.
Okay.
Yeah, all that. So, but it's just it gets inflamed.
What causes it to inflame?
It's autoimmune, man. It just does it. It's just like they describe it like it's just your body turning against itself.
Yeah.
So, it's certain triggers like stress and, it's certain shit, diet and things like that might trigger a flare up.
Mm-hmm.
But just in general, it just happens.
Now, is this something hereditary, something that was passed on?
I'm the only one in my family I know who has it.
And then you had it at a young age. So how would this disrupt your day to day?
Just be in pain, man, stomach pain. But I had it since I was 10. So by that time, I was like 14. When I'm like ninth grade.
Yeah.
So I just kind of knew how to, cope with it.
Yeah.
And man, if it just get too bad, I walk out that back door, read and walk across the little football field and walk straight home. You know what I mean?
Like that.
Yeah.
So you dealing with this pain? Were there any medicines that you were supposed to take, or how does that work?
Yeah, it was stuff I was taking like on and off, but it was things like it took them a minute to figure out exactly what it was. So they kept labeling it as ulcers. You just have ulcers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's not what it was. It wasn't ulcers, but they kept putting me on these steroids.
Okay.
But they tell me I can't be on the steroids that long. You know what I mean? So I'm taking steroids. When I take the steroids, I feel great. But then they saying I can't take them longer than, a couple of months.
Yeah.
And so, so on the off time, I'll be back fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so have you ever self-medicated trying to do something with the pain, or you just throwed it out?
I started, smoking a little weed before I went in, and that seemed to help a little bit with the pain.
Yeah.
But it was just a short term, that was like a short term effect. It wasn't nothing that,
Where you at now with this Crohn's disease? Is it? You got it down to a science?
I'm still on it, but I still got it. It don't go anywhere. Right. I done had several surgeries.
Yeah.
Even from prison. I've had surgery in prison, and then I've had about 2 or 3 surgeries out here.
So with the surgery, what are they trying to do?
They just cut inflamed parts of my intestine and just reconnect it.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, that shit crazy. But like I said, lately I've been alright. And fortunately, the whole time I was in prison, I actually was straight. That was the surgery I was supposed to have prior to being incarcerated.
Okay.
So yeah.
Does it? And I don't know if you're able to answer this question, but do you think that dealing with this chronic pain and having to have these several surgeries, what kind of mental space is it putting you in, whether you're aware of it or not?
Right. Now, of course I'm cool. This is years and years later. I think initially, like upon me finding out, not even that I had Crohn's, but that I had some type of issue going on, I was in a coma. I was in a coma for a week and a half.
Oh, back up.
Yeah.
Back. How
I just had so much blood loss. I threw up. I ended up just
throwing
up blood. Yeah.
Damn, how old are you when you did?
Shit, 10, 11, maybe 10 going on 11. Yeah. And this was like my 4th grade going into 5th grade year.
Damn, right. Yeah. Never know that.
Yeah. So I had a lot of blood loss, and then and so I went to the hospital, and they were giving me all this medication, but they were putting me on too much at one time, and my lungs filled up with the fluid, with the medication. So it was kind of like a pneumonia situation going on. So I was under for like a week and a half. Woke up thinking it was the next day. You know what I mean?
You were gone for a week.
Yeah, I stayed in the kids' hospital, man. I was at Scottish Rite with Eggleston.
Yeah.
I was there for about a month, maybe over a month. But but instead of just being thankful that I survived, it kind of made me feeling like, I might pass at any time from this shit. You know what I mean? Because they're not giving me enough information where I knew what it was, and of course in my kid mind, I definitely ain't understanding the situation. You know what I mean? I just,
How does that alter your temperament, or I don't want to say safeguard, but a lot of times I can't imagine having something that at any time I could, be throwing up blood.
Yeah, right.
So I don't want to get into my psychological bad, but in my mind I'm just like, for you to have something that serious weighing on you at such a young age, how does it affect your day to day? Well, one person may, I don't want to do that. You like, man, I done beat death. You talking about I'm a miracle child.
Right.
Fucking Glenwood.
How about it? Yeah, no, I ain't go that hard.
Okay.
No. But what I did do, but it did have me just. I was more adventurous and just curious about experiencing life, you know what I mean? And like kind of wanted everything at one time, like right now.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to wait for it till I'm 18 or I'm 21. Yeah. I'm like, man, shit, we drinking. Let's smoke it, let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
But how does the drinking affect the Crohn's disease or?
Not that I can tell. I mean, it's more so of interactions with medicines that you take. So it might be a certain medicine that you ain't supposed to drink on, kind of like with antibiotics or something. You know what I mean? But they also have different medications that don't have anything to do with what you drink or what you eat. Mm-hmm. You can carry on how you go. So back then I just didn't give a fuck. So I don't know, because they probably assumed I wasn't drinking. They assumed I wasn't smoking. I was a kid. You know what I mean? So they didn't even give it to me like that of what I shouldn't do.
Yeah. Was there a specific diet you had to follow? Or?
They didn't tell me that either, But I did realize diet was kind of fucking with me closer to the time I got locked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I realized that diet, that's every time I start eating back unhealthy.
Yeah.
It was, just too greasy food, all that stuff. That's when I had some issues.
How's your diet now? Do you?
Yeah, it's decent now. Yeah, it's decent now. It took a minute for me to kind of bounce back, but it's like inside the diet is so bland that I didn't realize. I kind of felt like I was healed. You know what I mean? Because I'm not eating all the greasy foods. We're gonna bust down some pockets and all that. I'm gonna buy stuff from the kitchen, but it's not a regular, every day, every meal type of thing. But then out here, kind of lazy, didn't feel like cooking. I'm doing fast food, pizza here, just easy food, right?
Yeah.
And then that's when I saw. So the problems came back as soon as I came home. Like shortly after I came home.
Okay, so let's slide, cause we in ninth grade.
Gotcha.
How did your ninth grade year go in reference to your behavior?
Ninth grade was cool, cause I think I popped up right after spring break, so it wasn't that much time for me to fuck up,
Yeah.
Then I was able to enjoy the summer, and then 10th grade hit, and then that's when
it got real.
Yeah.
Okay, so 10th grade. Take me into 10th grade. What are we? Is we the weed man, or we just on the fuck shit? What we got going on?
I just like to hustle, man. But I always like the underdog. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's not like I didn't just grow up in the hood and nothing like that. But I'll be there. You know what I mean? Because like I like to see niggas win, no matter what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you playing football, be the best you could be. You selling weed, go ahead, man. Be the kingpin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I would kind of run around with them, and so I had just different groups, you know what I mean? I had my folks in here, some of them kind of square, some of them think they hood, some of them not, whatever. Got my folks in Woodridge, you know what I mean? And they got they shit that they, that they do, and just, all over. So, that's when I was able to kind of move around a little bit more too, of course, because, we got learning permits, thinking we thinking as a driver's license, you know what I mean? And so, we going to, Where we were going to? What's the little strip club and the shit out that was off Columbus Gate and
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I have several members.
Yeah, we done tried to get in there so many times. They ain't never seen the inside of that motherfucker.
Really?
Yeah, they wouldn't let me in there. Yeah, they wouldn't. Cause I looked like a little kid, you know what I mean?
Okay,
so he wouldn't even know trying to pass, you know what I mean? They was nah, bro, turn your ass around. So we didn't chill out in the parking lot.
Hey man, I like some parking lot people.
Yeah, that was cool.
When do we start getting suspended or getting caught up in stuff?
That was 10th grade, you know. That was 10th
you remember
grade,
the first time you got suspended for?
Man, dude, one real rich dude brought a stink bomb to the class.
Damn, why that sound familiar? Bro?
We just ain't feel like taking the test. It was some. I think it was
who brought the stink bomb?
I think his name was Tony Ross or somebody else, or maybe it was somebody brought it. Either way it go, it got passed through some hands to get to the person who was gonna throw it. Cause we ain't throwing it, but somebody in the back was looking at everybody whose hand it touched.
Yeah.
And they suspended all of us for 10 days.
Who talking about all of us? What do you mean?
About 4 of us, 5. I think it was 5 of us. Talking about an explosive device.
Oh man.
Yeah, they just made us some shit.
That might happen today. It might be an issue.
Yeah, it'd be something different, right? So yeah, I mean, so it was just like kiddy shit. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing, you know, like I said, nothing criminal.
Yeah. But
you know, just
childish.
Yeah, just kicking.
Let me ask you this, because this is and just for the record, you the second person to come in that is familiar with Woodridge and spent some time in them. But my goal is to get I'm talking about everybody from, no, I'm lying. Kamon came in. Mon,
cool.
Steve, and you.
Right.
I don't think I don't have nobody else from Woodridge. It's a shame that I gotta, you know what I mean?
Everybody's so spread out now though. You know what I mean?
I'm pulling up on folks.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I talked to Slit One. I talked to M1.
Okay.
You know he in a real good place right now.
Oh, cool.
And I ain't want to disturb bro peace, but
yeah.
I need that interview, bro. I need that interview. And then Biddy. I'm waiting on Biddy.
Oh yeah.
Spaceman shouting.
I be seeing pictures of him out there active. I ain't seen him in traffic though.
Yeah. I need to get Biddy up through him, man.
That's what it do.
So when do you get in your first trouble? Real trouble.
The real trouble. Shit, this was my first real trouble, man. So yeah,